Kahalayimla, Alahaina, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, Wamalakia, Bahashem, Harawat, Wakakwarash, Barakatham, the water Bible Ball, Wakwam Yasharala. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach us daily. To the men out there teaching the likewise doctrine, I say you shalom. Today we're going to get into a video where this Edomite, he's basically spiritually claiming to be the victim in all this. Now, as the elders always say, you can't be the victim and the villain at the same time. And if you are going to play victim, you need to call out who's the villain and not just pretend like you haven't done anything wrong, like you just a victim of circumstance, like the Israelites. No, Esau, don't cry now because the truth of the matter is you have had how long? Since July 4th, 1776 to complain about how this country's ran, about how they're doing things. But instead, you didn't. You know what you did, Esau? You chose to be quiet and benefit from it. That's what you chose to do instead of speaking up about all the wickedness, all the injustice. So now, instead of it happening to us, now it's happening to you. Now you the victim. But at the same time, you're too afraid to call out who's doing it to you. See, that's a victim mentality. That's not a king's mentality. That's a victim. Esau wasn't meant to be in rulership. That's why he's very, very, very ineffective at ruling. He wasn't created to rule. He's created to be the wicked. So the whole time these Edomites were getting over, benefiting from a system that they knew was unjust rather. And then when the tables turn on them, now they want to cry. Well, you can keep crying because guess what? When the Lord says destroy this place, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be destroyed. So it don't matter about you crying in the last days. You had your run, you had your fun, and now it's time to pay. Before we get into this video, it's a real short video, but the message, you can feel the message in this video that I'm about to play. It's not even a minute long, but you can tell the victim mentality of Esau. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Let's go ahead and get it. The name of this video is White Guy with Strong Message. Look at him. He look like he about to cry now.
Hey, white boy, keep your head up. Keep your chin up. Remember, this game is just beginning. The reason you think me and everybody else is racist, the reason you people think that is because you've been allowed to step on us and walk all over us for years now. And finally, it's over. White people have had enough. Everybody's had.
I just want to mention something. Why is he rocking a do-rag? See how they want to be us? Hat to the back, do-rag. You can't get no waves. What are you doing? These culture vultures, victims, they everything except Esau. Let's get it. Listen to this madness.
Enough. Everybody's fucking fatigued. They are actively replacing us. They hate white people. You know, it was a white man who formed this country, who formed the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, fucking settled this land, conquered this land. White men. Hey, white boy, keep your head up. Keep your chin up. Remember, this game is just beginning. We know how this is going to end, right? Keep your head up.
Okay, we can come out of there. He just gonna talk. But that was the message. We know how this gonna end. Like he just know he gonna come back out on top. Let me ask you this, white boy. If you was gonna end up back on top, you wouldn't be sinking to the bottom right now. They hate white people. He said that as if Edomites haven't given us a reason to hate them. Like we just had a meeting, just decided to hate Edomites. No, you have given us plenty of reason to hate you. So this you playing this victim card, you ain't gonna get no sympathy or empathy from us because you're allowing your own to do this to you. But yet you want to try to drag us in it like we got something to do with how this country is ran. Boy, stop. Let's go to the book of John. They hate white people. Like they haven't done anything wrong. When you are the problem of the planet. Let's go to the book of John. This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Lord Yahushua speaking. Red letter. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there's no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. The reason I read that scripture was to point out that he's just merely projecting. He's one of his ways of projecting is playing victim like he ain't did nothing wrong, while at the same time falsely, spiritually accusing you of being the reason why he's in his situation when it's due to his own people doing this to him. They'll never admit that. The racist Edomites, they'll never admit that they are the problem. They're going to always pin it on somebody else. And that right there is in this scripture. When he speaks the lie, he speaks of his own. He'll accuse you of what he's actually doing. Let's get another one. Psalms chapter 10. Let's get this whole chapter. And we start at verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let him be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasts of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. They think the Lord supposed to always get them anything they want, and we supposed to always be at the bottom. If anything deviates from that, Esau, he gonna start crying. Verse 4, the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. Listen to this. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. We know how this gonna turn out. Yeah, we do. You don't. You think you do, but we actually know what's about to happen to you and the rest of your nation, the nation of Edom. But see, this the pride on them right here. Verse 6. He have said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. See, we know how this gonna turn out. And I can just imagine what he meant by that. We gonna get you black people in line. We gonna get you back in slavery, and we gonna be back on top. We know how this gonna turn out. That was the sentiment. Verse 7, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Yeah, let's get another one. Let's see which one is it. Job chapter 5, verse 13. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. What that means is the counsel of the froward. Froward is a people difficult to get along with. That means you're a froward. You're difficult to get along with on purpose. That's Edom because everybody hates him. The counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Headlong means reckless confidence. He just know he gonna be back on top. Okay. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 32. For the froward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. Like I said, we know what's finna happen to you. You don't know. You think you know, but you don't know. You just don't know. Y'all about to go into captivity. The survivors. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way. And the froward mouth do I hate. That's very froward. Froward is pretty much along the lines of being very prideful. Like you just know you got it going on. For Proverbs chapter 16, verse 30, he shutteth his eyes to devise froward things. Moving his lips, he bringeth evil to pass. Exactly. We know what's going to happen. That sounds almost like a threat, for real, because we know how these Edomites think. We know they have two go-tos: lie and murder. And while they there, they gonna steal some shit. Why not? Let's keep rolling. Get this one. False accuser. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard another loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength and kingdom, and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Amashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuses him before our power day and night. They always blaming shit on us when shit don't go their way. They hate white people. Well, you got to ask yourself, what did so-called white people do to be so hated? See, they don't do that. They just lie. Psalm chapter 58, verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And they are the children of fools. Job chapter 30, verse 8. They're children of fools. They're base men. They're violent in the earth. A base man, a foolish base man, he's not going to dive into the problem to see what the root cause is. He's just going to accuse and lie and lie and accuse. For all the Edomites out there that's echoing this sentiment, everybody hates white people, so-called white people. Ask yourself this question: what has Edomites done to warrant all this hatred against them? and you gonna come with a slew of answers. If you don't know, Google it, put it in the AI and ask AI. And then we're gonna still see these people playing the victim like they ain't did anything wrong. I didn't own slaves. Maybe you didn't. But it's a good chance that if you feel this way, you probably have in one of your past lives. Yeah, every time you're born, your body is new, but that spirit in that body is ancient. You come back every third, fourth generation. A generation is anywhere from 20 to 25 years. Let's get this one. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 22. Go down to verse 29. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery and have vexed the poor and needy. Yeah, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. That's one of the many things you have done to warrant this hatred against you. Just nonstop oppression. But then you got a problem if everybody don't agree with it. Everybody don't go along with it. You are unfit to rule. Get this one. This is the book of James, chapter 2, verse 6. Go ahead and get it. But ye have despised the poor. Do not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats? There are no rich Israelites oppressing you. It's your own people, but you too much of a punk to admit it. You rather lie on us. That's why you catching hell. Isaiah chapter 53, verse 3. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid it as, and we hid it, well, Salakia, and we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteem him not. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 15. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. You are fulfilling prophecy right now, homie. Because if you are Edomite, you are despised among men. And for good reason. So don't sit there and pretend like you ain't did nothing wrong to warrant this hatred against you. And it's not hatred, it's indignation. Let's get a definition. The Lord has indignation against Edom. Indignation, definition. Tone, often described as righteous anger, because the person feels morally correct or wronged by an unjust act. So indignation is not hate. Like you people describe hate. It's not. Because we have a reason to feel this way. You don't have a reason to exercise wickedness against us except for the fact that you are the wicked and you were created to do these things. So don't sit there and try to paint our reaction towards your wickedness as hatred. It's indignation. Let's get a scripture. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 69. Wait, let's get it in the blue letter. And the name of this section is A Cry of Distress and Imprecation on Adversaries. Let's go down a little bit. And we'll start at verse 22. Let their table become a snare before them, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. Let their eyes be darkened that they see not, and make their loins continually to shake. Pour out thine indignation upon them, and let thy wrathful anger take hold of them. Let their habitation be desolate, and let none dwell in their tents, for they persecute him whom thou hast smitten, and they talk to the grief of those whom thou hast wounded. Add iniquity unto their iniquity, and let them not come unto thy righteousness. These are curses. The book of Psalms is written by King David. King David is putting these curses upon our enemies. What it say in verse 24? Pour out thine indignation upon them, and let thy wrathful anger take hold of them. We just looked up what indignation was: righteous hatred. We have a reason to feel the way we feel. And another thing, if you're not an Israelite, especially a so-called black man in America, you ain't got no business telling us how we should feel. You can't wear our shoes. You about to, though. No other nation has been through what Judah alone has been through. Southern Kingdom in general. Yeah, Northern Kingdom called hell too. All the tribes called hell, but nobody called hell like Judah. And we supposed to love, love, love this bitch? No, we want to see it burn, even if we be destroyed with it. That's how strong our indignation for this place is. Because it's a win-win situation for Israelite. If we're destroyed here, we coming back in the reincarnation. Right back to put foot to ass. Let's get this one. This is the book of John, chapter 18. We'll start at verse 1. Salaki. Yeah, we'll start at verse 1. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite and said, how long will it be ere ye make an end of words? Mark, and afterwards we will speak. Wherefore, wherefore are we counted as beasts and reputed vile in your sight? He teareth himself in his anger. Shall the earth be forsaken for thee? And shall the rock be removed out of his place? Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. See, these are the curses coming upon Edom. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. The gin shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Who's the king of terrors? Lord Yahushua. It shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. Right, because he stole it. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. His root shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. His remember shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son or nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. They that come after him shall be astonished at his day, and they that went before were affrighted. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not Yahweh. Yeah, yeah, them curses. You can tell terrorists attacking them from every side. To my son, white boy, keep your head up. We know how this gonna end. Yeah, he feeling it in his spirit that he's on his way out. And it's a lot of Edomites feeling the same way because it's an uptick of Edomites ashamed to be Edomites. They don't want to be Edomites no more because their history, their true history has surfaced. Let's get this one. Psalm chapter 85. We'll start at verse 9. Surely his salvation is nigh. Them that fear him, that glory may dwell in our land. Mercy and truth are met together. Righteousness and peace have kissed each other. Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven. Yeah, all this truth coming out of the earth. Remember when Putin opened that vault? Yeah, that's truth springing out of the earth. The relics, the archives, the paintings, the tapestries. Now they got the nerve to feel some kind of way. So you think you feel bad now? Wait till you get into captivity. Now let's get we're gonna get a few more and close. What was it? Yeah, let's get this one. I think it's in Psalms 137. But we're gonna check it. Oh, Salaki. It's in the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Yeah, we enjoying this, watching you fall. You ain't getting no empathy or sympathy from us. You deserve death. Based on all things you've done, according to biblical law, the Torah, yeah, you should have been put to death a long time ago. You lucky that this is the Lord's will. It was the Lord's will for you to get away with everything you got away with just so he can judge you for it. Goofy. Yeah, the Lord had y'all in the trick bag the whole time. Y'all were the biggest tool in the Lord's toolbox. Thought you was intelligent. I thought your high IQ would have alerted you to this, that you were being used by the Lord. No, oh, you're a base man. Okay, of course then. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 14. Even the Lord agrees with that, the fact that you deserve death. And he's going to deliver on his word when the time is right. When you finish your 1,000 years of captivity, yeah, you out of here then. Book of Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land or fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. So yeah, the Lord is in agreement that he's going to destroy you, but first prophecy must be fulfilled. Prophecy includes you destroying your own kingdom, which you about to do in World War III. You going into captivity to rebuild our kingdom for free, and then you're gonna be out of here. That's when these two scriptures gonna take place. Prepare slaughter for his children, and it's a righteous thing with the Lord to execute judgment. Christians, no, he don't love everybody. Now let's end in the book of Micah, chapter 2. These are some of the many reasons why the nations hate the nation of Edom, especially the Israelites. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. So you ain't never did none of that. You or none of your people. Right. Verse 2, and they covered fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. When Trump went down there and stole Venezuela's oil, that was a form of oppressing a man's heritage because your land, the Lord appointed that to you. That land is your heritage. When you steal land and resources, yeah, you oppressing a man in his house and a man in his heritage. Taking his house, burning crosses in the yard, burning down houses, drown towns. That's oppressing a man and his heritage. That land was appointed to him by the Lord, but you took it upon yourself to steal it or murder everybody so you could just take it. Yeah, it's a recompense for that, homie. Verse 3. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for the time is evil. Y'all ain't getting out of this. You ain't gonna slither out of this. You ain't that sneaky, thinking you gonna get over and finesse the Lord. You stupid as hell if that's what you think. But that's what these Edomites think. They think they'll never have to pay for their crimes against Israel. The Lord don't care about the other nations. It's all about what you did to Israel, homie. That's why you in trouble, you and your people, and y'all ain't getting out of it. So if I was you, I'd be doing some crunches, some push-ups or something, get ready for captivity, because it's coming. Call halayim la lahayna Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah Hamashiach wa Malaki by Hashem Harawat Bakakorash Barakathum the water by Babawa Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.